Hi biology, I hope you're well. No Google Meet today. I just want to have this little video here. Now this video today might seem like a maths lesson because we're going to be dealing with a lot of numbers. However, what we're doing today, converting units of measurement, is really important in all of the sciences. So it's important in biology, it's important next year when you do physics, and it's important in third grade when you do chemistry. So I just want to do a little bit of practice today, converting units of measurement. Let's go. So first, let's just talk about length, okay? So we know we can measure length in kilometers or meters, centimeters, and millimeters, okay? However, how do we convert between these units, okay? Well, if we have 1 kilometer, how many meters is that? Just use this here, you multiply by 1,000. So 1 kilometer multiplied by 1,000 is 1,000. So 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. How many centimeters in 1 kilometer? Well, we've got 1, times it by 1,000, and then times it by 100. So there are 100,000 centimeters in 1 kilometer. And then finally, how many millimeters in 1 kilometer? So you start with 1, multiply by 1,000, 1,000, 100,000, 1 million. So there are 1 million millimeters in 1 kilometer. So if ever we want to use smaller units of measurement, we need to multiply, okay? But if we want to use bigger units of measurement, we need to divide, okay? So let's have a little practice. How many meters in 2 kilometers? Well, if this is a 2, and this is our final destination, 2 multiplied by 1,000 is 2,000. And there's your answer. How many millimeters in 1 meter? So we have 1 meter. This is our final destination. So 1 times by 100 times by 10 is 1,000. So that's 1,000 millimeters. Just want to show you another little unit as well today. So this is micrometers. This symbol is a Greek symbol. It means the symbol is called mu, but when it's together, we call it micrometers, okay? And if we want to get micrometers, we just need to multiply the millimeters by a factor of 1,000, okay? So 1 millimeter is 1,000 micrometers. And then if we want to increase the unit of measurement, you just divide by 1,000. Micrometers, microliters, micrograms are important units in biology because sometimes we use very small amount of chemicals. Maybe some bacteria have a very small length. Maybe we're trying to measure something which has a very small quantity. So micro is really important in biology. This is a little table that I've made that will be really helpful. We did length, so kilometers, meters, millimeters, micrometers, but the same rules work for volume and weight. So for volume, kiloliters, liters, milliliters, microliters, and then for weight, kilograms, grams, microgram, milligrams, and micrograms. And again, we convert them in the same way. It's just by a factor of 1,000, okay? So kilometer to meter, multiply by 1,000. Liter to milliliter, multiply by 1,000. Milligram to microgram, multiply by 1,000. And then obviously if you want to increase the size of the units, you just divide by 1,000, okay? Now it's important we use the measurements that are given to you. A simple conversion can be easy. However, in some occasions, you have to use a specific set of units. So how much is 500 millimeters in kilometers? Let's go back to our previous table. 500 millimeters in kilometers. So we have 500 millimeters. We know this is 500, and this is our final destination. So we start here and we finish here. So if we start here, we need to divide by 1,000 and then divide by 1,000 again. 500 divide by 1,000, divide by 1,000 again. So 500 divided by 1,000 is 0.5. That's our meters. But because we're on kilometers, we divide by 1,000 again. And that will give us our answer. 0.0005 kilometers. Now let's talk about volume and weight. So these are two different units for which are measured in liters and grams. However, in some occasions, we can actually convert between them. So pure water weighs in grams the same volume it occupies in liters. For example, 1 liter of water is 1 kilogram. 10 liters of water is 10 kilograms. Another one would be 100 milliliters of water is 100 grams. Okay. This only works for pure water because it has a certain density and other liquids have different densities. Okay. So if you try to do it with orange juice, it wouldn't be exactly the same. However, to get a rough approximation, this would be okay. But technically, to be super accurate, this only works with water. So we're going to do some practice questions now, and then I'm going to give you some questions to try in a Google Forms. But I just want you to keep this table in mind, okay? So first one, how many grams in 2 kilograms, okay? So we've got 2 kilograms, so we want grams. So we just got to multiply by 1,000. Start with 2 kilograms. This is our final destination. Let's have a look. Yeah, 2,000. Next one, 0.5 liters is how many milliliters? So here we start, 0.5 liters is how many milliliters? We just multiply it by 1,000. 500 milliliters. How many micrometers in 1 kilometer? This is going to be quite big now. Let's go back to the table. So we've got 1 kilometer, and this is our final destination. So we need to 1 multiply by 1,000, multiply by 1,000 again, and multiply by 1,000 a third time, which means it will be 1 million micrometers. Finally, how much does 500 milliliters of water weigh in kilograms? Well, 500 milliliters of water is 500 grams, but we want it in kilograms. And if there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, 500 grams will be half, so 0.5. So on Google Classroom, there's a Google Forms that I want you to try. Just a few questions there. Please don't guess. Take a bit of time. Use this table to help you calculate each one, okay? I'll be online for the rest of the class. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I look forward to seeing your answers. Good luck. See you later.